So this little postage stamp on top of a ridge where I'm planning to land is only 8 minutes away from my hangar, and my hangar's at 100 feet elevation, and this little landing spot is at 2,700. Now, I've been flying over this little spot for 11 years, and I didn't think about landing there until a couple of weeks ago, and I re-spotted it and decided, hey, this would be a great final test of my skills to see if I can put it down on this little patch of land on top of this ridge. So anyway, it's just about 4 miles up ahead. Let's go up there and have a look and see if I'm ready to go in. Okay, there's my little postage stamp landing site, that green area at 12 o'clock, about a mile ahead. Now, what's going to make this challenging is that the straight portion of this little 4x4 road that I'm going to land on is only about 300 feet long. So, you really have to nail this one because there's a big tree at each end of that straight area. So, if you don't nail it on the first try, there is no go-around and you could hurt yourself. But it'll be a test of skill. So, anyway, let's go ahead and give a little pre-trial here of what it's going to actually be like. So there is the straight portion of the road, 12 o'clock, trees on both ends. And the idea is going to be to come right in here, just miss this tree, and then quickly get it down right here on this straight portion before coming up on that tree and set of trees actually. So that's going to be interesting. Anyway, can't do it right now today because although the conditions are perfect, I've got a problem with the right gear leg of the airplane. So let's go back to the hangar, take a look at that problem. I'll describe how I'm going to fix it, and then it'll be time to come up here and perform this little trick.
How's your leg?
My leg is just fine. This airplane gear leg is just totally freaking awesome. Look at it. It looks like a piece of artwork. The fit and finish of this thing is just perfect.
Awesome. How much did it cost?
I gave $2,200 for this little piece of artwork. Cost me another $240 to get it shipped directly from the Czech Republic, but the good news is from the time I pulled the trigger on the order until it was sitting on my doorstep was only 8 days in the middle of a pandemic.
Is it for the right gear leg or the left gear leg?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It can go on either side. It can go either right or left. And once you decide what side it's going on, then you drill the rest of the holes. It comes only with one main reinforced hole for the axle.
So how do you know when there's a problem with one of those gear legs?
Well, this gear leg is essentially a big old spring that cushions the landing of that airplane. And what happens after a certain amount of time, in my case it was 10 years and 4,000 landings, you begin to get hairline cracks in this thing on both sides. And then eventually those cracks go deeper into the composite. And as this thing kind of wears out and gets tired, then also the two wings of the airplane are no longer sitting level. So let's take a look at that real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this right side is the side that I replaced the gear leg on 2 years ago when it went bad with some deep cracks that we detected during the annual condition inspection. So here's what we've got right now. on this good side. We've got how many inches from the floor up to that?
46.5 inches, I read.
Okay, good. Now let's go over to the other side and compare. So contrast that with this other side where I've got a strut or gear leg that's becoming pretty tired. And well, let's take a look here and see how it compares to that other side.
Wow, 42 inches.
Yeah, about a 4.5 inch difference. It's a little bit too much. 1 to 2 inches is what you're looking for. So this tells me this gear leg is going, and that's confirmed when I look down there and see the surface cracks in the paint, which will soon be turning into deeper cracks into the composite.
So what's it going to take to get this gear leg on?
Well, it's a pretty big job actually, and unfortunately it is not described very well in the maintenance manual. But after I did the right side 2 years ago, I made a complete write-up of how to do this, and it includes pictures, and I published it on Sport Air's website. Sport Air is the former TL dealer for the USA, and if you go to that website and look for owners and then look for how-tos, you will find my write-up on how to remove an old gear leg and install the new.
Are you as an owner pilot allowed to do this repair yourself?
Absolutely. TL Aircraft in the Czech Republic is one of the very few light sport aircraft manufacturers that allows an owner pilot to make this repair. And that's pretty amazing. You don't have to have a mechanic, but you obviously got to have some good sense about what you're doing, follow the procedures I just talked about, and properly log it in the logbook. Okay, well that's pretty much a wrap on this video. Don't forget to come back after that new strut is on here because I'll be heading up to that landing spot.